Deputy parked near Walnut Grove Baptist Church spotted a white Chevy Blazer with sketchy paper tags. As it passed, the driver hit the gas, ran a red light, and nearly caused a crash. But honestly, it might have been safer if he wrecked right there, because what was waiting down the road was far worse.
Radio 4433. They got that vehicle 1080. Highway 81. Radio, they're off the roadway. They're 1050.
The SUV hit a driveway culvert at high speed, went airborne, and rolled twice before landing upside down in a ditch. Inside was 44-year-old Walter Passmore, alive but pinned between the dashboard and windshield. Later that night, Walter Passmore was pronounced dead at the hospital. Inside the wrecked Blazer, officers found an open bottle of vodka, and toxicology confirmed alcohol was in his system.
TFC Williams waited near mile marker 224. Minutes later, the car appeared in the second lane. Its front passenger bumper was damaged, just as described. Williams confirmed the vehicle with another officer. But before making a traffic stop, he waited for backup. That's when the driver started switching lanes and speeding up. The chase was on. With sirens blaring, Williams followed the Altima. The driver refused to stop, weaving across lanes and even driving in the emergency lane. Cars had to swerve out of the way as the pursuit headed into Clayton County. The Altima exited onto I-285 West, forcing another car off the road. It was clear the driver was a danger to everyone around.
Coming up at the 230. Now back to the left lane.
230 left lane.
Attempted to pit. They still rolling. We in coming up on the 231. They're going towards the right lane.
Everyone attempted to continue. Everyone left lane heavy traffic.
Getting off at the 237, excuse me, continuing on the 237. Then on the right shoulder.
Continue on 237.
10-4, they on the left shoulder, driving past the 237. Still going.
Yeah, going past 237, going north left lane.
They taking the 285. They taking 285. Getting off at the 285.
285.
They just forced the car from officer to the shoulder. Still going towards 285, going west 285.
Williams saw an opening on an empty stretch of road and used a pit maneuver.
Pit, 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 pit. Pit, pit, pit. Start 52.
Williams approached the car carefully, his weapon drawn. The dark window tint made it hard to see inside. Suddenly, the passenger door opened. A woman got out with her hands up.
Walk backwards towards me. Walk backwards towards me.
High-speed chases in Arkansas are pure danger. Hit the gas thinking you'll outrun the troopers, and seconds later, you could wake up in heaven. On the night of June 24th, 2024, Arkansas police locked onto a stolen Nissan Kicks. The driver tore through residential streets at reckless speed, dodging parked cars and blowing past every limit. As the SUV hit the bridge, Trooper Tyler Riles closed the gap and delivered a sharp PIT maneuver. The Nissan snapped sideways, punched through the guardrail, launched off the edge, and slammed roof first onto the interstate below, landing upside down. Troopers swarmed within seconds, pulled the dazed driver from the crumpled Nissan, and slapped on the cuffs.
Hey, what's going on? I can't breathe.
Trooper Jacob Bird was rolling down the highway when his plate scanner flagged a Nissan Sentra. Behind the wheel was 30-year-old Edward Sam, a wanted man with warrants. Bird lit him up, but instead of stopping, Edward played games at a red light, stalling and making excuses about his son in the car.
Put your car in park. Put your car in park. Take your foot off the brake. Put your car in park and take your foot off the brake. Put the keys on top of the car. Put the keys on top of the car! I don't care what you're trying to do!
Bird gave him chance after chance to park it, but Edward wouldn't listen. The Sentra suddenly took off, and that was it. Stalling time was over.
48 Little Rock, I'm north at Carnival and 1019.
We started LRPD to me. We're east on Ronan Perro, headed to Breaking Ridge. He's on the phone. He told me that I was going to phone to his baby mama, so I told him no, but he took off driving. He's got his son in the car with him.
What's your 20 now?
Eastbound Ronan Perro at the Glide Express car wash. I'm fixing the TVS. Low speeds.
One clean pit at just 31 miles per hour spun the Sentra out, ending the pursuit safely while the child sat in the front seat. It was smooth and surgical. Edward was arrested with his 5-year-old sitting unbelted in the front seat. Officers found weed, his license was suspended, and he had no insurance. He was booked for fleeing, possession, and child endangerment, charges that could land him up to 20 years behind bars. Sergeant Bain was cruising down Interstate 40 when he spotted a Chrysler 300 driving recklessly and weaving through lanes. A quick check of the tags confirmed the trooper's suspicion. The car was stolen. It was painfully obvious that the guy behind the wheel had no idea how to handle the vehicle. as he struggled to maintain control even at normal speeds. The second the blue lights flickered to life, the driver panicked and slammed the gas, launching the V6 sedan into a desperate attempt to evade the Arkansas State Police.
Grass, we're going back over to the service road. Passing Frontier Diner.
Passing Frontier Diner.
Hey, you're on the north service road going west?
Yes, sir. Taking stagecoach.
Taking stagecoach.
Back out, we're back on the road. We're going back west on Highway 5, 430.
Going west on Highway 5 over 430.
Otter Creek stagecoach.
Coming up on Otter Creek Parkway.
Coming up on Otter Creek Parkway.
Hadn't had a chance to duck the bit yet.
Now we're like, I'm gonna be behind A4. Looks like a single occupant black male driver, goatee, do-rag. We're on Otter Creek.
Show me your hand! Show me your hand! Right now! Get up here!
The amateur hour came to a crashing halt when the suspect tried to whip a sharp left turn at high speed. He had no idea how to handle the weight of the Chrysler, and the car completely washed out on him. Sergeant Bain was glued to his bumper and didn't give him a second to recover. He moved in for a final, crushing pit maneuver that sent the stolen ride into a dead stop. The driver was snatched out of the wreckage and hauled off to the county jail. Now he's trading the driver's seat for a cell, facing up to 6 years in state prison for his failed getaway. February 21st, 2024, troopers in Escambia County were alerted about a suspect vehicle fleeing from State Road 29. The driver, Noel Almargo Pitanguat, was wanted out of Wisconsin on multiple felony warrants. Troopers spotted his Audi sedan entering Interstate 10 and tried to stop him, but he took the nearest exit and pushed over 100 miles per hour through city streets, refusing to give up.
We're coming out of them. Oh, I got a couple of hardboards down there. 717 close. I'll get out the old gate. You took the exit, and then you get right back on westbound. Get right back on westbound.
Woodland, he's 29 on Woodland Avenue. Still northbound in the southbound. Okay, he's getting turned around now. So, the trooper, there you go, that's him turning around. That's him that just turned around right there. So he's southbound 29, southbound 29. All right, and he just made another U-turn in front of the deputy there. Now he's back northbound 20.
Okay, confirmed.
Near Molino Road, a trooper hit the Audi's rear left side with a PIT. The crash was brutal. The car flipped multiple times through a ditch before landing upright. Noel Petanguat had felony warrants out of Wisconsin and a suspended license. During the chase, he caused 2 hit and runs and injured 2 deputies. Wisconsin wouldn't extradite, but Florida hit him with multiple serious charges. In Dayton, Ohio, the streets turned into a tactical hunting ground on the evening of April 13, 2026. Around 6:30 p.m., an officer patrolling the area caught a major break, positively identifying the man behind the wheel as a wanted homicide suspect. The second that cruiser pulled up behind him near the intersection of Lindale and E. Siebenthaler Avenues, the driver knew the walls were closing in. Rather than surrendering to the inevitable, he slammed the gas pedal to the floor.
It's over the car too, you want to bother your head. Good culture. Go 37. Get on Brian. Continue straight on Stanley. Continue straight on Stanley. 48 by traffic.
I'll take over for you to first event. You go to the south side of the street at Buckman, ready turning left down. Right side on 170, ready turning left down.
He's gonna lose it here. His car's damaged. We're gonna get the kid.
Hands up! We're getting the driver out now. Take it in.
Your hands too up! Get out!
The moment the car stopped, the perimeter slammed shut. Officers swarmed the vehicle, pulling the 47-year-old homicide suspect, who was clearly the target of a major investigation, and his female passenger into custody. A search of the interior laid bare exactly why he was willing to risk it all. They recovered a handgun, loose ammunition, and a supply of drugs and paraphernalia. After a quick trip to the hospital out of an abundance of caution, the suspect was booked into the Montgomery County Jail, with the prosecutor's office now lining up a mountain of charges, topped, of course, by the homicide investigation that put him on the radar in the first place. On April 20th, 2024, an Arkansas State Police trooper pulled over an orange Dodge Charger RT outside a Popeyes on University Avenue after spotting a temporary tag that looked freshly printed but didn't line up in the system. The driver stopped, shifted into park, and played it cool. But the moment the trooper stepped out and closed in on the Charger's window, the driver hit the gas. Honestly, a smart move that created a massive gap right from the start. Charger RT clearly wasn't stock. It moved like a modified setup, likely pushing 500 plus horsepower, and it showed as the driver hit around 130 miles per hour in seconds. But instead of staying on the highway, he made a smart move, ditching the wide roads and cutting toward narrow streets, knowing ASP troopers were already getting the radio call and setting up ahead. The trooper eventually lost sight and had to back off. That night, the driver didn't just run, he outthought ASP, staying ahead of every call going over the radio. With fake tags and no trail to follow, he vanished clean, leaving troopers empty-handed and owning the night. Sergeant Nackreiner was patrolling as usual when he spotted a vehicle acting suspiciously. Before he could even activate his lights, the driver suddenly made a sharp U-turn and sped off. For a split second, the officer caught the faces of the three people inside, faces that would never be seen again. The car reached speeds of 110 miles per hour before spinning out of control and slamming into a tree.
Hey, he's still in here. Is he breathing? Can you see?
I don't know.
Hey, you alive? Handle it. Hey, bud. Come on, wake up. I don't think get in and check the guy in the back, Nacho, without shifting the car? Hey, I'm not sure if Nacho's gonna want this, but open bottle. Just leave everything in the car. Leave everything in the car.
The crash was catastrophic, killing all three either instantly or shortly after. Officers were later cleared of wrongdoing, though the families of the victims went on to file lawsuits against the department. On January 17, 2025, Christian White was clocked at 90 in a 65. When the trooper tried to pull him over, White made a big mistake. He floored it. His speed hit 137 miles per hour, weaving through traffic like he owned the highway. But in Arkansas, that kind of stunt doesn't end well. At 137 miles per hour, the trooper delivered a clean pit that could have been fatal. The car spun, slammed a metal guardrail, and somehow that barrier might have saved the guy's life. Driver Christian White racked up a list: DWI, felony fleeing, no license, no insurance, weed, open bottles, and more. If convicted, he's looking at up to 5 years behind bars. A stolen concrete truck thundering down Interstate 20, spilling wet cement and rocks like it was paving its own escape. On February 27, 2023, troopers joined the pursuit of a 40,000-pound monster that was almost impossible to stop. That's not something officers train for. Chasing a construction site on wheels while it tears up the highway. Troopers tried spike strips, but the driver swerved straight toward deputies, nearly running them over. That cement truck tested every limit of the Georgia State Patrol. Spike strips failed. Roadblocks didn't work. Nothing could slow it down. Troopers came up with a bold plan: shoot the radiator. One officer leaned out the passenger window, rifle ready, and fired 9 precise shots. The radiator burst, coolant poured out, and the massive engine finally began to die. With the radiator destroyed, the stolen concrete truck finally seized up near mile marker 142. Troopers boxed it in, shattered the window, and dragged the driver out as smoke poured from the engine. No injuries, every shot counted, and the suspect now faces felony fleeing, reckless driving, and theft charges, crimes that could land him over 15 years behind bars.